Well. Do I know ball or do I know ball? My prediction for the Jays-Yankees ALDS was Jason Foreign. Vladdy, tell us what happened to the Yankees.
Yankee lose. Yankee lose. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Yankees lost in 4 games. Hey guys, Blue Jays Domain here, and your Toronto Blue Jays are going to the ALCS. You don't know how stoked I am to be able to do another playoff preview video instead of what to do in the offseason. After 5 hard-fought games, it's going to be the Seattle Mariners who will travel to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays after a 15-inning thriller that saw George Kirby start the game. Logan Gilbert and Luis Castillo both come in relief. It's the first ALCS for the Jays since 2016, and now they are just 4 wins away from their first World Series berth since they won it all back in 1993. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe if you guys are brand new. We've seen a huge influx of new viewers and new subscribers over the last couple weeks, and I just want to say thanks. Your support means a lot. Now let's dig our teeth into the biggest series this team has had since 2016. Revenge is how the series will be labeled. The Jays look for revenge for the 2022 Wildcard Series, and what better place to get that than in the ALCS? At the time of recording, we don't fully know the pitching matchups, but I'm taking a shot in the dark as to how I think it'll line up. It's now been confirmed that Kevin Gausman and Bryce Miller plus friends will take Game 1. After that, I would expect Trey Yesavage versus Luis Castillo, Shane Bieber versus Logan Gilbert, and then Chris Bassett versus Brian Wu. I think Game 1 favors the Blue Jays. Game 2 is a toss-up. I think it could lean the Jays' way just based off of fatigue, plus Trey Yesavage is a dog. Game 3 probably goes towards Seattle, and Game 4 could be anyone's guess, mostly because I'm not sure what Brian Wu will look like. This is his first playoff game as a pitcher. Well, in his career, actually, not as a pitcher. And he hasn't towed the slab. Like, he hasn't pitched in a few weeks, so this could be something interesting. But as we've learned from the Jays, they tend to win games that no one thinks they will. If you thought they were going to win that bullpen game, I want proof, because I don't even know if I had enough confidence in that. I think the Jays showed the world that they can beat anyone and that their play style works in October. They dog-walked New York. It was dominance outside of 6 innings. It was belt to ass. Vladdy hitting nukes is perfect. $500 million series, let's have another. Ernie's a dog. Lucas was fantastic. I still think Davis Schneider's going to have a great October if he's given enough ABs. Springer needs to get going, and hopefully the World Series MVP form shows up once again because he's huge if they can get him. But the biggest X factor in the ALCS is Bo Bichette. At the time of recording, we don't know if Bo will play in the ALCS. I think he does. It does certainly seem like he's going to be ready. We saw him run the bases the other day. He might not be 100%, but he seems like he's going to play and that he wants to play, and he simply is just going to run onto the roster if he has to. So if you add Bo Bichette, here's how the lineup could look. You got George Springer leading off at DH, Lucas hitting second and right field, Vladdy batting third at first base. I have Bo at shortstop, but that could easily change to DH. Kirky catching, Barger at third, Santander and Ladd Farshow center, Clement at second base. Again, it gets a little bit more confusing if you make Bo the DH and you're looking at like maybe Lucas isn't getting a game in there or something, or maybe Santander isn't playing all the time. It gets weird. But 2 things stand out with this one, obviously. Bo Bichette. Hey, he's at shortstop. I don't see how they don't do it. Maybe he's a DH for Game 1 or Game 2, but like I think he's going to have to play shortstop at some point. The other is Andres Jimenez. He was not in that lineup, and that's simple. Ernie has to play. There's no question about it. If you can make an argument, go for it. You're wrong, but you can go for it. Ernie was fantastic. Obviously, shout out Jimenez. He had a good series too, but Ernie was historic. Jimenez can come in late defensively, just like Strauss, so hold your horses. And then Ernie can go to third, and Barger can come out of the game, and I think that works well. So who gets left off the roster? Obviously, Chris Bassett's on there. He wasn't on there in the ALDS, and I have Bo Bichette coming on, so Justin Brule, adios. IKF, adios. Also, the Mariners have no lefty starters, so the Jays can use their quote-unquote A-plus lineup every day, and they will. Let's be real. Now, how can the Jays beat the Mariners? Well, here's where the weaknesses are, in my opinion. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't like Seattle's offense. I thought that lineup was anemic. They couldn't really hit a lot of home runs. They couldn't string together more than 2 or 3 hits. They struck out a lot. Outside of Cal Rayleigh and a couple of good nailer games, the M's offense was just non-existent. Look at Game 5, 15 innings. They couldn't score guys from second base when they had none outs. I don't think their offense is that good. I also think their pitchers are very predictable. I don't know if that was just the game plan against Detroit, but I felt like I knew what every pitch was coming when it was in Game 5. It was breaking balls away almost 90% of the time, and then they gun you a fastball in. Obviously, if they execute this, doesn't really matter if you know it's coming. But I think the Jays are going to pull off some A swings and pitch counts or in some scenarios that you just wouldn't expect, and it's gonna work. But here are the strengths for Seattle. It's the rotation. I mean, look at those guys. Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, George Kirby, Brian Wu. The list goes on. Bryce Miller's going to start. God. And the bullpen. There's a lot of swing and miss in there. It's going to be interesting to see how Toronto deals with this. This is a step up, I would say, over New York in certain aspects when it comes to pitching. But they just dismantled New York, and they've had a bit of a break. So I think there's something there. The Mariners are obviously a lot different team than they were in April and May when the Jays last saw them, but so is Toronto. And rest, plus a delayed flight and a hangover in a 15-inning game, could be a big factor early in this series, and it could linger the entire way in the background. My final prediction, drum roll. I don't know if you heard that. It's Jays in 6. The Jays move on. They win the first 2 games at home. They win one of the road ones, probably Game 4, and then they win Game 6. And they move on to the World Series for the first time since 1993, for the first time in my life. The Jays are going to be in the World Series, according to me. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. I hope to see you in a World Series preview over a free agent preview. And peace out, and go Jays, go!